Hey guys, happy Monday, Mindset Monday to you. Carl, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? How's your weekend?
It was good. It was great. Just try to keep the ball moving as best I can and where I can, and thrilled to have so many people here who can join us. So we're looking forward to an awesome Monday and an awesome week. It's almost May. Can you believe that?
I know. It's crazy. It's the 27th of April. I can't believe it. I haven't been in my Baltimore apartment, I think, for 7 weeks now. I
Yeah.
can't believe it. I can't believe it. But yesterday, I broke my honeydew list record.
Oh.
You wouldn't believe the stuff I got done yesterday. The brownie points in the bank of Carl Allen right now is pretty amazing. I was potting plants. I was doing all sorts of stuff.
So
So
your garden's looking fabulous, is what you're
my
saying.
garden is looking insane. The gardeners were here last week putting all this weed killer down, so all the weeds came up, and then today they've like mowed it. It looks like a tennis court. It looks so cool. So, but hey,
Well,
it
very
is what
cool.
it is.
Very cool. So you've got to tell me, man. When do you get to do some non-garden chores? What's next on the list? You guys gonna fix anything up? What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know because we bought this place end of January, and it's in really good condition. The gardens though, we're having the huge big like fish pond and turtle pond. We're having all that like rebuilt, and like all the patio area around it all rebuilt as well. So that's the next big project. It's hard. It's hard getting people around to do this kind of stuff though at the moment. With COVID-19. So we're hoping when the lockdown ends and I come back to Baltimore, I can leave my wife with all that all that stuff. It should be pretty cool.
Be off on your own for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be hanging out with you, buddy, drinking beer, eating wings, and yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
looking forward
Mrs.
to it.
Allen can fit. Mrs. Allen can project manage all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So, hey guys, glad to have you with us this Mindset Monday. Today is where focus goes, your energy flows. We'll talk about that in a minute, but first we want to just see how you guys are doing today. Just comment in the chat, let us know. Good weekend, bad weekend. You ready to crush it another week? So yeah, just pop in the chat. Happy Monday to you. So Carl, before we jump into today's kind of mindset topic, where do you think we're headed from a deal perspective? I know we've talked about it quite a bit, but I just see so much opportunity. There's some chat in some of our Facebook groups for some of the education groups, and they were talking about the opportunity and sellers being more flexible with their negotiations. I mean, I think this is tying to everything we've been talking about, but if you want to just jump into that.
Yeah, we're seeing it. What we predicted, gosh, 6 weeks ago now, is coming to fruition from our own deals that we're doing in Prox, our own partners in Prox, the Academy members, the people in Dealmaker CEO, and kind of everyone I'm talking to. What we predicted 6 weeks ago was that there was going to be a shift more towards seller financing type deals and earn-out type deals. We're definitely seeing that, and it's not rocket science to understand why. We've talked about this before. Sellers, they don't like uncertainty. Even if their businesses are doing okay, and we know a lot of them are, and they're pivoting, they don't like thinking outside of the box, and they don't like the uncertainty that these kind of climates bring about. We saw the same after the global financial crisis. We saw the same after 9/11. I saw this in 1992, 1993, when I first started my deal making career. There's always recessions. There's always things that go on, and whilst money just transfers, doesn't it, from place to place, it's a zero sum game. But sellers, they get used to doing things a certain way, and they get into a pattern. And we're going to talk about this today in mindset. They get locked into a pattern, and they just don't want to change. They don't want to pivot. They don't want to flip. They don't want to kind of stray or move. And those are the real opportunities, because what you've then got is that highly motivated seller, almost a distressed seller, sat on still a decent business, and they just can't stand it anymore. They just don't want to be there anymore. All they want to do is stay at home and still get paid from the business's cash flow. So we're definitely able to do those deals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that just it creates an awesome situation for us and deal makers just like you to be able to jump in and attack this opportunity with full gusto, knowing that people on the other side are more willing to negotiate. Second thing, before we jump into today's mindset, there was some discussion in the partner group. This is people who work with Carl and I to invest in companies together and buy companies together. You know, the question was, man, I'm getting this feedback from a broker, need financial statements, need financial statements, need financial statements. If a broker is not going to let you through because of that, it's not the deal for you. And I don't know if you have any other thing to add to that.
Yeah, we always say this is a numbers game. What you typically find with brokers when they've just listed the business for sale is they'll gatekeep a lot. They'll only talk to large, profitable trade buyers because that's the only way they're going to get anywhere near the valuation premium they put on the business. So that's why we talk about only playing with brokers once deals have been listed, at least 6 months, ideally 9, 12's even better. But, with brokers, brokers are my least favorite deal origination tactic. So leverage your network, build relationships, go on social media, make direct approaches. That's where you can get off-market deal flow and there's no brokers involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the easiest way to get business leads, but at the same time, it's the hardest way to close deals, right? Easiest to get leads, hardest to close deals. You're not only negotiating with the seller, you've got a broker involved, and really you're now negotiating and dealing with 2 different parties, and you've got to make sure everyone comes out a winner. So happy Monday, guys. Good to say hi. We've got Luke and David and Brent commenting there in the chat. So happy Monday. Glad to have you. Anyone else, feel free to say hi. We're glad to see you. All right, Carl, Mindset Monday, where the focus goes, your energy flows. This is something near and dear to your heart. So let's jump right in.
It is something near and dear to my heart. And it's a phrase that was said to me. It's been said to me lots and lots of times by one of my mentors, Tony Robbins. I'm wearing my Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership baseball cap today. So it's one of Tony's key phrases, where focus goes, energy flows. And he's absolutely correct. And when we're all busy entrepreneurs, we're all doing lots of different things and we have busy lives. And what we tend to do is often spread ourselves really, really thin across a whole bunch of different things. And when we do that, then, we don't get any kind of really meaningful results. We just get little bits of results in a whole bunch of different things. Whereas if we really, really focus on one particular thing and we put all of our energy into it, then we can get a lot of amazing results. And it's like the sun. So I don't know if you noticed, Adam, I got a little bit of a suntan yesterday.
It's all that garden work you've been doing.
Yeah, I was out in the garden. And an interesting metaphor for this focus is, take the sun. It's the most powerful energy source anywhere in the universe. And, if you stand outside of it for 7 hours, like I did yesterday with no sunscreen on, you get a little bit suntan, a little bit red. Whereas you can take a laser, which has got a billionth of the energy of the sun, and point it at a piece of steel and it will cut right through it. So your focusing really sharply on something is great. And, some of the things I've kind of picked up quite recently from people, not in our groups, I would say, but people generally in life, is this kind of furloughed quarantine type scenario. No one's kind of really focused. They're all kind of floating all over the place and they don't know what to do next. And I got some really cool quick hacks for people to really kind of zero in and focus them in on getting stuff done. Let me know if you want me to share that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump right in.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things, guys, that you can do to really kind of focus yourself. So the first thing is, especially during the week, you might be at home and your children are at home, you're homeschooling them, and the rest of your family is at home, and you've got to lock yourself away, do your normal daily stuff, but then also have time for finding deals and progressing deals and all that other stuff. And three quick things that I do that puts me in massive productivity and massive energy kind of every single work day. And the first one is come up with a routine, but do it the night before. So the night before your day. So last night, Sunday night, after dinner, my wife was watching TV. I got out my computer and I said, okay, what are the 6 things I need to do tomorrow? What are the 6 outcomes? So I don't talk about goals or a task list or a to-do list or anything like that. I talk about what are the 6 results that I'm 100% committed to achieving tomorrow. And then how am I going to feel when I've achieved those goals, those results? And then what I do is I prioritize them. So I do the most important thing first, not last, most important thing first. So then as I go through my day, I'm ticking off the most important things, that I'm actually getting done. So I do that the night before. And then what I do is every day I have like a little mini morning routine, and it's called savers. So 6 things I do. I spend about an hour. You could spend as little as 1 minute per saver. There's a great video, Adam, on YouTube of me doing my morning routine on the Dealmaker Wealth Society channel. So 6 things. First is silence. It's all about meditating and clearing your mind. Second is affirmations, powerful statements that can quickly get you into a peak state to really kill the day. Third is visualization. So visualizing your day, achieving your results, and then visualizing some longer term objectives like buying a business, for example. E is exercise. Get a little bit of exercising, get the blood flowing. R is reading. I'm always reading, as you know, a bit of a bookworm. And then S is for scribe, and it's all about writing things down. And I do a little daily gratitude journal. So I just, what am I grateful for, on this beautiful day? I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my, my brains and my wisdom. I'm grateful that I've got a great partner like you, both in Agora and also in Prox Capital. And I do that every single day, and it becomes like a habit for me now. And that is an instant kind of jolt to my day. And then the third thing that I do is I zone. So parts of my house are zoned for working, parts of my house are zoned for schooling, parts of my house are zoned for exercise, so that when I go into my work zone, which I'm in now, I can work. When I want to exercise, I'll go into my exercise room. So it's just doing these sorts of things, every single day. You're just setting yourself up for, maximum productivity, and then truly allowing yourself to focus on the task in hand, and then getting your energy and getting your entire body into the task that you need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And, before I say anything, guys, we'd love to hear what you're doing to get your mindset right, to get your focus right, so that your energy and efforts are going in the right direction, right? Where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to be? And what are you trying to do? And so tell us what kind of tips and tricks and tactics you're using, because we'd love to see if we can employ them ourselves, but also share them with everyone else. So Carl, I think you've said something really good, and it's the last one. It's the scribe, right? It's really being able to write down your goals and articulate them in a way that you can be committed. And I think what's important is you want to own a business, right? Great. Well, tell me not just what kind of business and how big of business, be specific, right? Think of SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, right? You want to do something that can really, really move the needle for you. And the only way to do that, in my mind, is to truly commit it. You commit it by, 1, speaking publicly about it. You commit it by telling people, hey, this is a goal of mine. This is an objective of mine. This is something I want to do for me. The other thing is writing it down, right? Something where you can see it and read it and reference it on a regular basis. People who are supporting themselves and need affirmation about, again, their skill sets, mindset, etc. As long as they've got it visual, say on their computer, on their mirror in the morning, wherever it is that you really need to engage with, I think is really important. And the final thing is, right, so you've told someone, you've written it down, you've got to be intentional about it from a mindset perspective. You got to sit down and you've got to really digest it and think about it. It's not just seeing it and being reminded, it's being really intentional around the steps you need to take to move it forward. Without action, nothing happens. And what we encourage you guys as deal makers is to be action takers, right? Again, I'll reference this picture right over my left shoulder. How are you going to stand out from others? How are you going to have the mindset to achieve things that others can't? How are you going to be the lion amongst sheep? How are you going to be different, grow, change, and really achieve the why for this entire journey? Is it your family, your legacy, money, etc.? The only way you do that is to take action and to be different. So let's see.
You're absolutely right. And I think that was amazing. And what's the most powerful part of that you just mentioned is you've got to connect emotion to that decision. So whatever result, whatever your outcome is. So I want to own a business doing $2 to $3 million in revenues in Chicago, and I want to own that business free and clear within 99 days. You know, whatever your goal is. But then, really, what turbocharges that? When you put leverage over yourself, when you get real juice and real emotion into that outcome, and you start by asking yourself the questions that you just raised. So, you know, why do you want it? What is it going to give you? How are you going to feel? Engage your entire emotional self into that argument. You know, is it a legacy that you're going to create? Great. What does that mean? What's that going to mean for your family when you're gone? It's pride. Is it the work-life balance that you want in your life to be able to, you know, spend more time with your family and travel wherever you want to travel when the lockdown ends? And a lot of it's generational wealth. It's you know, making sufficient money not only to take care of your own life, but those of your children, your church, your community, all those different things. And it's not just kind of thinking it, you've got to visualize it. You've got to imagine yourself 1 year from now, 5 years from now, having achieved that outcome. How are you going to feel? What's that going to look like? And if you do that often enough, your brain, Adam, is such an awesome kind of thing. What it does,
it's a weapon of mass acquisition.
It's a weapon of mass acquisition, and half of that weapon deals with your memories, and the other half of your brain deals with your imagination. So if you imagine something enough and you feel it enough, there's kind of like a fuzzy part of your brain where your brain actually doesn't know what's real and what's not. So if your brain thinks it's real because you've told yourself you've already achieved it, your entire neurological being changes. Your whole body language changes. Your whole mindset's changed. Because, like, you know, I remember first Tony Robbins event I ever went to, and I had a big thing then about fear and limiting beliefs. And I went to the event, and he said, look, first thing we're going to do is we're all going to walk across 15 feet of burning hot coals at 2,000 degrees. And I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. That's crazy. And then he said, but think about it. It's the metaphor for life. If you do something in life that you didn't think you were capable of doing, but you do it anyway, and you achieve the outcome, it changes how you think and it changes how you feel. And I remember when I did the firewalk, and then I did it again, because once you've done something once, it's easy to keep repeating the process. So you can imagine anything in your life, and if you do it often enough, your brain thinks it's real and your whole body language changes, you know, as a result. And that's a great way to kind of focus oneself. And it doesn't matter what your goal is. It could be, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to deepen the relationship with my wife. You know, I want to make more money. You know, great, buying a business, owning a business, growing it and selling it. It's a phenomenal way to, you know, to build wealth. You know, buying and owning a business is just a vehicle for the benefits you seek later on in life, which you will get as a direct result.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it is connecting to that emotional impassion part of the brain that's really got to dive in and plug into where you're going. And really, it all comes back to motivation and your ability to then act, right? That emotional connection allows you to take the real steps, the actionable steps, picking up the phone, calling a seller, picking up your pen and writing a direct letter, building a relationship, networking with accountants, CPAs, lawyers, wealth managers, banks, really honing in on the steps and basic tools required to be the foundation of your deal making journey. And the only way you get there is if you take action. And to take action, the drive comes from within. And the better you are at gaming your mentality, and the better you are at gaming your emotional journey to subscribe to the path so that you can achieve your whys. Again, it's wealth and freedom and all of those things. But whatever that is, whatever your why is, if you've got the motivation and emotional connection to the journey, you're going to be able to ride the roller coaster, because it's not always easy and it's not always simple, but you do it and you're going to knock it out of the park, and you'll be taking to heights you never thought possible. And that's where this gets really, really exciting for not just myself, but for Carl, on behalf of all of you guys, right? Like nothing makes us more excited than when we talk to one of you guys after you've done a deal. I spent about an hour and 15 minutes on the phone on Friday evening with someone who's went through the course, was a part of Dealmaker Academy, the group coaching program. And last Wednesday, he closed on a $5.7 million business.
Wow.
Right?
Awesome.
In the middle of COVID, the middle of crazy, he closed on this business, right? How exciting is that? It's incredible, to be honest, right? And so what's exciting there is that like people are taking action. They're using right now as the best opportunity while they're at home to get the training and education required to learn the skills to go buy businesses, right? Like, and that is the most critical, important element. So much so, Carl, tomorrow, 1:00, you and I are hosting for this, right? We're teaching you guys exactly this skill set, how to buy a business. It's a full-on training, 1:00. We'll drop a link in the comments so you guys can sign up if you haven't. But we want you to come. We want you to be there, right? Like now is the time. And we've got someone who, these are real people, real students who are doing things over and over and over. They're taking action. They're making the steps. And listen, it wasn't easy. You ready for this? The day before close, or the day of close, excuse me, the financier backed out of this deal.
No, really?
And this student was able to salvage it, find another financier, and then he closed 3.5 weeks later, 4 weeks later, he closed for real. Last Wednesday. You ready for this? He said after going to the office on Thursday, he's like, it was great. Let me just find it in my notes. All he had to do was walk in and introduce himself. And that's it. That was the benefit of being an owner investor. He said he left the first day of work after looking around and learning and following around some of the leaders in the business. He thinks he can add $2 to $3 million of revenue just on the things he saw in one day.
Wow.
That business. So that's someone potentially going from a close to $6 million business and taking that to $9 million a year, right? Can you imagine owning a $9 million a year business and what that does for you and what that does for your life, right? It's all because of the action, right? The ability to take action and drive in. Yeah. So
it's I get really proud, Adam, when I hear those stories, because I've obviously been in this for a long, long time, but I still get goosebumps and thrills, when I close deals. But when somebody comes into the program and they're committed and they learn the system, they learn the process, and they keep rolling with the punches, and they get deals closed anyway. That's why I do this. That's my legacy. My legacy in my life is to empower millions of entrepreneurs to get out of a corporate 9-to-5 and go and buy a business and get all the benefits of business ownership. And when I hear all these stories, and I know there's hundreds and hundreds of them now, that's why I do what I do. It's amazing. Makes me feel really proud. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Yeah, and you should feel proud, right? It's ultimately our mission at Dealmaker Wealth Society. It's why you and I get up every morning and do the things we do. It's why we work so hard to build training that not only teaches you what to do, but helps shape your mindset so that you can go through the tactical steps and the actual processes and take the action required to get a deal done. You and I always talk about it, right? Once you've done one deal, you already know 85, 90% of what you need to know for any deal. And this student, he's already got his mind on many other deals, and it's super exciting, right? This guy's life is forever going to be changed, and we'd encourage you guys, if you haven't started your process yet, we'd encourage you guys to start it with us, right? So tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, live training, Stay at Home Millionaire Summit. We've got a link in the comments. We want you to learn the #1 skill set to drive you to take action. And that is becoming a deal maker and understanding what the process of buying a business looks like. So we want to see you there tomorrow. Yep. We're just looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm going to wear a nice shirt tomorrow, Adam. I'm going to get dressed up tomorrow. So no shorts, no t-shirt, no baseball cap. I'm going to style my hair really nicely. I'm going to have a really nice shirt because my wife's laundered all my lovely shirts. They're all crisp and hanging up. I don't think I've worn one in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I can't say I'll be wearing a nice shirt. I'll probably have a pullover on or something, but it'll be great. I'm looking forward to it, Carl. I mean, I'm really excited. We've got a wonderful host. She's going to be amazing, helping to walk us through the event. So we're really looking forward to it, guys. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern time, Stay at Home Millionaire Summit. There's a link in the comments. We're looking forward to it.
We've never done this before, have we? This has never been done before. And I remember you and I talking about this, about 3 weeks ago now. And I remember we were saying, what unbelievable value could we give out to this tribe during this quarantine? And I remember we said, well, why don't we teach them start to finish how to buy a business in about 90 minutes? Case studies, examples. Let's do the whole thing. It's going to be really tough going for us. We're going to have to include some tools. We're going to have to include some other free stuff we give away. But let's give people this amazing foundation now that they can learn and get advantage of whilst they're in this quarantine scenario. So I'm really, really excited about tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to be so fired up as well. I'm pumped, dude. Pumped.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, hey, listen, guys, Mindset Monday here. Where your focus is where your energy will flow. And we hope you guys this week are focusing on really grasping every bit of knowledge and skills you can to exceed and excel on your journey as a deal maker. We want to be able to tell stories like I just did about my call last Friday. I want to be able to tell your story. I want to be able to tell your success, and I want to be able to share that with anyone and everyone. So keep at it. We'll see you tomorrow for those who are coming. Otherwise, Friday, same time, 11 a.m., YouTube Live. As always, we're looking forward to it. We'll see you then.
All right, guys.
All right, remember, you're one deal away from changing your life, guys. Super critical. Just take action.
Thank you, Adam. I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Click below to sign up for this unbelievable training. It's the Stay at Home Millionaires Summit. I can't wait to give you all my 27 and a half years of knowledge in a 90-minute call. Adam's going to be running it with me, and we have another team member as well that's going to be coordinating the whole thing. So tons of effort's gone into this. Really hope you guys show up and watch this, and we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, bye for now.
Bye, guys.